afternoon, fourth graders. It is now time for our read aloud now that we're all sitting around the circle. Today we are going to be reading I Am Enough by Grace Byers. I chose this book today because I think it's a good reflection book to see how we are acting in our classroom and making sure that we are creating the best community that we can have here. It's one of our first weeks here, so I just want to make sure that we have a really great classroom environment. So let's do a turn and talk, okay? So let's just look at the book here, look at what's on the cover, and look at the title, I Am Enough, and maybe we could just turn and talk about what we think this book is going to be about. Good. I'm glad that you all got in some good thoughts. Can somebody please share out what they talked about with their partner or their group? Yes, it looks like it's going to be about the girl on the cover. Oh, Stacy made a really good point. She said she thinks that it's going to be about herself because it uses the word I. It's really interesting. Good. Okay, well then let's get started and see if our predictions are correct. I Am Enough by Grace Byers. Like the sun, I am here to shine. Now looking at this image, what do we notice? Somebody raise their hand and tell me. Yeah, it looks like she's shining, right? Over in this picture. It almost looks like she's the sun, right? And so that's what the text says, like the sun, I am here to shine. So the words match with the pictures very well, as we've noticed. Like the voice, I am here to sing. Alright, now a question here for you guys again. Like the bird, I am here to fly and soar high over everything. And the next question for you guys is, what do we notice about her in this picture versus these birds? Do they look similar? Yes they do. What looks similar about them? Miguel, good. It almost looks like that she has wings. Yes, she's flying in the air. She's compared herself to a lot so far. The sun, a voice, birds. Like the trees, I am here to grow. Like the mountains, here to stand. Like time, I am here to be everything I can. So it looks like she has a lot of friends in her pictures. Now it's not just about her, so that's kind of interesting. So maybe it's showing that we all should be like that. Like the champ, I am here to fight. And like the heart, here to love. So we're going to do another turn and talk here. I just want you to talk about what you notice about these two pictures. This first one and the second one. Okay? It can be anything that you notice. Great. Now, can somebody share what they talked about with their partner? Lucille, yes? Yeah, I noticed that too. In the first picture, they're fighting. And they're very competitive. But in the second picture, they put what they did aside and they're there to love each other still. So I think that's an important lesson that we need to think about, especially in our classroom, is you may not always get along. But in the end, that we need to forgive and we need to love each other because that's what we're here for. Thank you for noticing that. Like the ladder, I am here to climb, and like the air, to rise above. Like the rain, I am here to pull and drip and fall until I'm full. Like the wind, I am here to push like a rope. I am here to pull. Like the moon, I am here to dream. And like the student, I am here to learn. like us, right? We're all here to learn in our classroom. Like the water here to swell, like the fire here to burn. Like a winner, I am here to win, and if I don't, get up again. So let's look at this picture here. To me, I see some girls running. It looks like maybe the character of our book. Because it says like the winner, I am here to win. If I don't, I get up again. So it's using the I again that we noticed on this front cover. It looks like the person who's speaking is saying that when she falls, she gets up. So can I have somebody raise their hand and tell me maybe an example that we could use in the classroom if something doesn't work out, what we should do? Yeah, if we don't get an answer correct, we could try again. Yeah, or we could have a friend help us. Good, yeah. So, or if we're in gym class and our team loses, are we going to be sad? No. We're just going to try again in the next game. Good. I know that I may sometimes cry, but even then, I am here to try. I see some of you are saying that you kind of notice their friends are there for her. Kind of whispered and said that it looks like they're just patting her on the back. So yeah, that's really important that we're here for each other when we get upset. It's gonna happen. I'm not meant to be like you. You're not meant to be like me. Sometimes we get along, and sometimes we will disagree. What do we notice about this picture here? Turn and talk to your friends. Good. Now how about Natalia? Can you share what you and your partner talked about? Yeah, you said that it looks like they're getting along and playing jump rope. It looks like everybody's getting a chance to play. Yeah, that's great. So I think that's really important to keep in mind, right? That everybody should get a chance, everybody should get along, work together. I know that we don't look the same. Our skin, our eyes, our hair, our frame. Looks like she's with another friend in this picture. She has a lot of friends, which is great. But that does not dictate our worth. We both have places here on earth. And in the end, we are right here to live a life of love, not fear. To help each other when it's tough, to stay together. Now, I notice they are all standing on, looks like the world, right? What else do we notice about them? Sarah? Yes, they're holding hands. I also noticed that. Somebody else? Yeah, they don't all look the same, right? Looks like this girl in a wheelchair, right? She's in a pink dress, long curly hair. She has her hair in like a little afro. She's wearing a head scarf. Yeah, so they all look different, but they're all holding hands. And I think it's really important to notice that they're all in the world. So they're all different parts of the world, but they're all coming together to be on top. I am enough. So can we talk about what maybe our favorite parts were, or something that we learned, a lesson we learned from this? I'm just going to give you a few minutes to think to yourself what your favorite part was, or a lesson that you think you learned from this book, and then you can share out. Raise your hand when you're ready. Alright, yes. You liked that they were all holding hands at the end. Yes, I really liked that too. Should we go back to that picture? Yes, I really really like that too. What else? You learned to not give up. Ooh, that's a good one. We talked about that one. She talks about not giving up in her race. Good. What else? Oh, you learned to share. Okay. Oh, in this picture you said that she was sharing her teddy bears. Well, that you really dug deep and investigated in this picture. That's awesome. Alright, so we learned a lot of lessons from this book. And we gotta remember that we are enough and everybody in our class is enough. And that's really how we're gonna get along and have a great school year. So it's kind of a fun game to get ourselves really thinking about this book and the lessons we learned and really start creating our classroom environment that we want for the school year. We're all going to get in a circle. I'm going to start. I'm going to go to Joseph and I'm going to say, Joseph, I really like your shoes today. Then I'm going to go sit down. And then Joseph is going to say, thank you, Miss Appleby. And he's going to walk up to a friend or a stranger or anybody else. He's going to say, Caroline, I really like your hair curly. Or I think you look really nice today. Or I really like how kind you've been to me this year so far. Okay, so he's going to say something to Caroline, then he's going to go sit down. And Caroline is going to go and tell somebody else a nice positive thought about them, something they like. Anything that is a nice positive comment to say. And then they're going to sit down. So what we notice is when somebody gets told something nice, they go and then they sit down. So you're only going to go to people who are still standing up because that means they haven't had a turn. So if you're one of the last people and there's only one or two people standing, you go to them and you find something that you like. It might not be your friend, but that's okay because we were all here together and we're all going to say something nice about each other. Okay, so let's begin.